Hey Taurus, hey! Welcome to my channel. So, Holy Spirit and Divine, whomever you address as your higher power, says stop settling, girl. Stop settling, okay? Better is out there, and you have to trust that the Divine is going to lead you to better, okay? Better days are ahead, okay? It's time for you to stop settling. But we're going to get to these messages from Divine. And we're going to see what exactly does your spiritual team want you to know. Okay? We're going to see some details. Queen of Pentacles reverse. Yeah. So, if you take less than what you deserve, you're going to be very unfulfilled, especially when it comes to your pockets. Okay? When it comes to you being financially well off, it's time for you to start doing things that's going to build your dreams. It's time for you to start building your dream and stop settling for if this is a financial thing, okay? It's time for you to stop settling for less than what you deserve, okay? Those shitty jobs that barely pay you and you're able to barely make ends meet. It's time for you to stop accepting what those jobs offer, okay? And yes, it's going to take a little work. We got the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, it's going to take a little work. Yes, it's going to be something that is going to be worth it, okay? You have to leave something behind, though. With the Eight of Cups, you have to walk away from something that is no longer serving you, that's causing you to be stressed, okay? This is the end of a very tough cycle in your life. And you have to be strong, though, because it does take a level of strength to walk away. Sometimes it's easier to stay with what no longer serves us than to move towards better. If this is a relationship, because the Two of Cups can often represent a romantic soulmate or a romantic relationship. If this is a romantic prospect that we is talking about here, you have better out there, okay? You have your soulmate out there. Whoever you left behind is not your soulmate, okay? They're not your soulmate. And keep on the path you're keeping on, okay? If you continue to keep your standards high, if you continue to be in a position where you are putting yourself first, where you are being the head of your own tail, okay, and you are leading yourself, you will end up in a situation just like this with the Eight of Wands, okay, where things come in for you fast, where you'll be able to manifest things very fast. Wow, look what's under here. The Sun. Very joyful times are coming ahead, okay? Stop settling. Stop taking what you don't deserve. Stop being that person that is in a situation that no longer serves you just because it is comfortable, okay? And maybe you have Aries in your charts, because I just talked about this with Aries. But Holy Spirit is telling you that this is bigger than what you think. This is bigger than you, okay? You're not just doing this for yourself. You're doing this for the generations that come after you. You're doing this for people out there who were once in the position that you are in, to be the testimony that they need to hear, to inspire them to be better, to inspire them to strive for the best, to inspire them to be the best versions of themselves. And this is exactly what you are here to do. We got the Hangman reversed at the bottom of the deck. This is some type of situation that you may have been stuck in, okay? A cycle that just was not for you. And this could be that you were tolerating someone or something, and actions from something that just, it wasn't for you, okay? I don't know how else to say it. It just was not for you. But we're going to pull a few of these New Orleans Oracle decks cards. Wow, nature. So maybe you need to go out in nature in order to have some type of epiphany. I feel like you may have been dealing with some sort of creative block with the Hangman reverse. I feel as if you definitely should move towards greener grass, okay? Move towards greener grass. Stop staying where the grass is brown, dull, honey, all dried up, dried out. Stop staying there. And use your intuition. Use your intuition. God gave you that intuition for a reason. In any decision you make, even though I'm not seeing you as logical because I don't see any sword cards out here, but you may have at one point in time been a more head over heart type of person, and you have not been listening to your intuition in certain instances. And so when you haven't listened, the times you haven't, just think back to the times you haven't listened to your intuition and you wish you would have listened, okay? And your intuition was right all along. Think back to those times. Because that could have gotten you out of sticky situations then, and you have to learn that in trusting your intuition ain't gonna steer you wrong. You may have to take a step back and look at your life, look back over your life, look back over the things that happened in your life, all of life's experiences and lessons that you had to learn, that you had to endure, all of the pain you went through. Look back over those times and see what settling has gotten you. See what not accepting what you absolutely deserve has gotten you, okay? And it hasn't gotten you very much if you think back to it. Okay, and so just make sure you're thinking back. Okay, I'm going to read these out the book. So here with intuition. Intuition is the accurate inner knowing of each of us is born with. If you choose to tune into it consistently, it becomes stronger and it can help guide and bring you peace throughout every aspect of your life. You are being called to ask yourself, what do I feel about this? By remembering to start with that question, it will allow you to understand the difference between what you think and what you feel. Sometimes it is necessary to be aware of the drastic difference between the nature of these two things. You are not being asked to completely sacrifice intellectual thought, but rather to incorporate it with your gift of intuition in order to gain more balance and clarity in your life's decisions, okay? So you want to incorporate your intuition with the intellectual side. Like I said, you're more head over heart, and you're not neglecting the analytical side of you, okay, the logical side of you. You want to keep that, but you also want to integrate intuition with it. You want to integrate the heart with it. Start balancing it out, because I feel like that's when people make the best decisions, when it's not too much head over heart decisions or heart over head decisions, but it's a beautiful mix of both of them. So now is the time for you to think about it. Like I say, for example, with me, when I was I had a tarot channel on YouTube, and I ended up deleting my own tarot channel, child, because I went through this bout where I felt guilted. I had went through a fast, and I watched this one super, I ain't gonna say her name, but she was super religious, super judgmental. And when I watched her, I felt in a way that convicted. I felt like she condemned me for reading tarot, because she said something about tarot is witchcraft and it's the devil. And you know, I was very sensitive around that time, so I listened to her and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna stop reading tarot. So I neglected that channel. I done got up to almost 5,000 subscribers on that channel, and I completely neglected it and eventually deleted it. And like the whole time my heart was just like, but I'm great at tarot, and I don't use it for witchcraft or evil. I use it as a beacon to lead people down the right path. I know I give really stellar advice in what I do, and I use tarot cards as a tool. That's all they are. It's just a tool. It's not the end all be all. It's confirmation, it's reassurance that a lot of people are looking for. People use tarot community to reassure them in decisions that they already have made up in their mind that they're going to make. So I had to realize that as long as I'm using it in a good way, that I am still spreading the message of the divine, and I'm still being a help to people. I am living in my purpose, and that's all I ask for. This may be similar to you. Maybe you should be not listening to outside opinions about what you do to live in your purpose, okay? I feel like this is just one of the things that's a part of my purpose, and that I think that I do really good. I done mastered it so that I can help people out and be of service to people, because I think that's how you serve your higher self, how you serve your the divine the best is when you are of service to others. So definitely you have to put yourself first and do what is best for you. You have to, okay? And so with step back, it's time to step back. Oftentimes we get so caught up in the details of what's going on in our lives that we can no longer see things clearly. Just as taking a step back from a picture to see it more clearly can be helpful, it is not necessary to step back from the situation in order to see what's going on more accurately. By allowing yourself, that's confirmation, by allowing yourself to step back, you are able to take in more of the moving parts in order to come up with a solution that is not only more solid and in flow, but also more empowering, okay? So maybe it's time for you to step back. Okay, duh, that's why it came out, right? But it's time for you to look at the bigger picture. It's time for you to see what is right for you. It's time for you to look at things from a different perspective, shift perspective, so that you can be able to see things from a whole point of view. And I think this ties in beautifully with intuition, because it's telling you to incorporate both logic and intuition together. And I feel like the same thing with step back is telling you that once you incorporate these two things together, then you'll be able to see things from a wider perspective than just mentally or spiritually, but you'll be able to see things from a wider perspective, and it'll be able to put a lot of things into perspective for you. And so definitely I'm gonna grab you a few spirit animal cards, see what advice that your spiritual team wants for you at this time and place in your life. All right, Taurus. So, what advice do you have for Taurus Divine? But when I told you that story, I was telling you because I feel like I've been going through something very similar with my transition, like through my spiritual journey. I'm on a spiritual journey, so I'm living and I'm learning as time goes on. 2 cards came out for you, by the way. But I'm living and learning, and I feel like this is the time for you to be living and learn from your mistakes and not be afraid to make them. We're human, so we're going to make mistakes. But in the beauty of making mistakes, we learn how to get better, okay? We learn what not to do, and in that, we learn that each step we take, it should be better and better and better. We should get better, and it helps us to perfect our craft. So here we have the Wasp Spirit. Sometimes life stings, okay? Sometimes life stings. Then we also have the Dragonfly Spirit, Truth Transitions Illusion. Okay? Maybe it's time for, this is the truth that you've been needing to hear, okay? That sometimes there are better ways than just your way. And sometimes in life, I'll put this right here. Sometimes in life, you have to see things from different perspectives, because you realize that maybe you've been doing something your way and it's more comfortable to do it that way. But all in all, it means that we have to sometimes shift our perspective and see things from other people's perspectives, but at the same time from your spiritual team's perspective, see it from a higher way and a higher source than what we are used to seeing things. And so when you see things from through the lens of the divine, through the lens of your spiritual team, then sometimes we're able to see like, hey, there is a better way to do this. There is a better way for me to go about this situation, or this is something for me to not settle. Like, for example, what I mean by this, sometimes we want certain things. We have our desires, right? And we want to manifest them into reality. And sometimes in this, we start having doubts and worries, okay, that we're not going to do it, or maybe this desire is too big to manifest. Maybe this dream is too far out, too far-fetched for us to obtain and make our reality. And in truth of the matter is, that absolutely is not the case. Keep your dreams big. Keep dreaming big. Okay? Keep dreaming big. Because once you keep things big and you realize that you absolutely is a master manifester, but you have to know you're a master manifester. And this can also be in bad things, okay? If you've been thinking negatively, then you have to realize that also can manifest into your life. So if these really negative things manifest in your life, then know that really good things can manifest into your life. Even really, really big ones that we feel are almost impossible for us to have, okay? No matter what it is, you have to hold on to your dream, and you have to be persistent in believing that you can achieve your dream. And this is how we manifest that dream. This is how we bring it into our fruition. So we have star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. Okay? Star wisdom. Like I say, star ancestors. So that's your spiritual team. Your ancestors. See things from their perspective. Okay? They're wiser than us here on earth. Okay? And that's just all of us, Taurus. I ain't just coming out on you. But our ancestors have been here before us. And they are in the spiritual realm. So they naturally see things that we don't see. They see our future. They see our destiny. And sometimes because we're living in it, we can't really see it. Just think about times that people have tried to warn us and tried to tell us that someone wasn't good for us, for example, okay? You may have been in a relationship and you was really in love and you just thought this was the end all be all, and your friends and your family was like, no, this ain't it. And you're like, no, but I love him or I love her. And later on down the road, you ended up finding out that they were right, right? So our spiritual team and our ancestors are the same way. They see things that we don't see because we in it, because we are living on this earth. It's just like a video game, okay? If you're playing a video game and you are controlling the character and you know the next move, and this character is just simulating it, and just, you know, life is already a simulation. So it's crazy I said it, but definitely, listen to your ancestors when they try to tell you something. At the bottom of the deck, we have I am sorry. I'm sorry. Defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. So you have to forgive yourself. That's the main thing I'm picking up from that. You have to forgive yourself, okay? Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made in the past. Forgive yourself for settling in the past. And in forgiving yourself, you have to also not bring it back up. Think it back to the old past and the old way of thinking. You have to understand that better is out there for you, and it absolutely is, okay? But if you enjoyed this video, Taurus, please be sure to subscribe to your girl, like this channel. I will see you in the next video. I love you. Have a blessed day. Mwah.